Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Let's take a look at the cleaning performance of the Narwal Flow 2. We'll start right away with my carpet tests. I tested 3 different carpet types using certified test dust, which was lightly worked into the carpet fibers beforehand. All tests were conducted using the maximum suction setting and the maximum path overlap. Checkerboard pattern cleaning is used except for the red carpet. Let's move straight to the results. In these comparisons, the Narwal Flow 2 is measured against my current top-performing robots for each carpet type. On the dirt mat, the Narwal Flow 2 achieved a result of 58%. For this test, 5 grams of certified test dust were applied, and the robot was allowed to make 7 passes over the carpet. As we can see, this result is not enough to earn a place in the top 7. Overall, it's a fairly average performance, as there are several robots that perform much better. On the red carpet with its very dense pile, the Narwal Flow 2 achieved a result of 25%. Here, 10 grams of test dust were applied, and the robot was allowed to make 14 passes over the carpet. Once again, we can see that there are robots that perform significantly better in this test. As a result, this score also falls short of a top 7 ranking. Finally, let's move on to the dark blue carpet with its very soft pile. Again, 10 grams of test dust were applied. The robot was again allowed to make 14 passes over the carpet. On this carpet, the robot achieved a result of 65%, which just narrowly misses a place in the top 7. I perform each carpet test 3 times and present the median result. In this case, the robot achieved 65% twice and 64% once. For comparison, the DJI Romo S consistently achieved 66% in all 3 test runs. In practical terms, both robots deliver very similar cleaning performance on this carpet. However, according to my testing methodology, the Narwal Flow 2 still falls just short of a top 7 ranking. And as we can also see, there are several robots that perform significantly better on this carpet as well. Next, let's move on to my hard floor test. As always, I begin by evaluating dust pickup performance using certified test dust that simulates household dust. For this test, 0.45 grams of test dust were distributed across my test area. The surface is a laminate floor with a lightly textured finish, including the joints between the individual panels. The robot was allowed to make a total of 8 passes over the area using maximum suction power, the checkerboard cleaning pattern, and the highest possible path overlap. As we can see, the result here is not particularly impressive. A noticeable amount of dust remains on the surface and inside the panel joints. Overall, this is not a good result. Even reasonably capable cordless vacuum cleaners can typically remove this amount of dust in just 2 to 4 passes. There are also robot vacuums that can achieve that level of performance, but more on that in a moment. Of course, I also repeat the test using the mopping function. This means the robot first performs the same 8 vacuuming passes, followed by 2 additional mopping passes, again using a checkerboard pattern and the maximum available water flow setting. The result we see here is generally what can be expected in this situation and has been seen from many other combo devices. The surface itself is cleaned effectively, but the joints between the panels are still left dirty. So far, only 3 robots have managed to clean both the surface and the joints successfully. The first is the Dyson 360 Vis Nav, which was able to clean this test area using vacuuming alone in just 4 to 8 passes. The iRobot Roomba 705 combo and the iRobot Roomba 205 combo also managed to clean both the surface and the joints effectively, thanks to the Y-shaped mopping pattern that these robots are able to use. You can find the corresponding tests on my channel. I also put the mopping performance to the test using this colored pencil mark. This type of stain can be removed relatively easily with a combination of water and a small amount of mechanical scrubbing. For these tests, I used a floor cleaner from Kärcher that is specifically designed for sealed hard floors. I used the same cleaning solution with other robot mops as well to ensure the results remain as comparable as possible. As shown here, several areas of my laminate floor were deliberately soiled, with particular attention paid to the edges of the room and the joint between the floor panels at the front of the test area. The robot then cleaned the area using a checkerboard pattern and the maximum available water flow setting. Looking at the results, the performance on the open floor area is quite good. After the 2 cleaning passes, there were only minimal traces left in this section, certainly nothing worth seriously criticizing. The second test area also looks very clean after just 2 passes. Where the performance starts to fall short is in the floor joint. However, this was already expected based on the earlier dust pickup test. a significant amount of residue remains, and even additional cleaning passes do not noticeably improve the result. The edge cleaning performance is also quite poor. You can see that only a very small section at the bottom part of the area received any meaningful cleaning at all. The same applies to this stain here as well. This is not a problem unique to the Narwal Flow 2. I have now tested several robots that use roller-based mopping systems, and there are multiple reasons why cleaning performance along edges remains poor across a relatively large area. For the next test, I allowed the robot to clean the area a second time. All stains were allowed to dry for 10 minutes before testing, and an additional 10-minute waiting period was observed between the two cleaning runs. A new star-shaped stain was also added along the edge for this second round. After the second 2-pass cleaning run, the open floor area is pretty sure clean. The floor joint, however, is still dirty, even after a total of 4 cleaning passes. The edge areas also continue to look disappointing. In a moment, we'll compare these results with those from a much older robot that uses traditional mop pads. That comparison highlights just how weak this edge cleaning performance really is. As mentioned earlier, this issue is currently not limited to the Narwal Flow 2 alone. Before that, I'll briefly show some close-up images alongside a ruler so you can see the actual length of the remaining stains. For the comparison, I brought in the older first-generation Dream L10S Ultra. As mentioned earlier, this is an older robot that uses rotating mop pads rather than a roller-based mopping system. The stains visible along the edge are the ones that were left behind by the Narwal Flow 2, more or less untouched. In addition, a floor joint along the edge was soiled again, and the stains in the open floor area were freshly applied with the same drying times as before. This robot features an edge cleaning pattern that was added through a firmware update after its original release. As we'll see in a moment, the cleaning performance in the open floor area is not quite as good as what we saw from the Narwal Flow 2. However, that is not particularly surprising. There are now newer robots with rotating mop pads that apply more downward pressure and can achieve results that are comparable to roller-based systems. I'll come back to those later in an upcoming video. Looking at the second stain, we can still see some faint blue residue remaining in the grooves when using the L10S Ultra. As mentioned, it is not surprising that this robot does not clean the open floor area quite as effectively as the Narwal Flow 2. Where it performs significantly better, however, is along the edges. That difference is clearly visible here. The edge areas are cleaned much more effectively, and this advantage can be seen consistently across all of the tested stains. As I mentioned earlier, there are several reasons for this results, and I'll be covering those in more detail in a separate video. And once again, this is not an issue that affects only the Narwal Flow 2. Similar results can also be observed on other robots that use roller-based mopping systems. The difference becomes especially obvious when looking at the star-shaped stain. Here again, the L10S Ultra delivers a noticeably better result along the edge. The floor joint provides another good example. While the L10S Ultra is also unable to remove dirt that is deeply embedded inside the joint itself, it does a much better job removing the surface level contamination that was freshly applied for this test. And that brings us to the end of my evaluation of the Narwal Flow 2's cleaning performance. Overall, there were no major surprises here, with the exception of the edge cleaning performance during mopping, which stood out more than I had expected. Apart from that, the vacuuming results were largely in line with expectations. Unfortunately, this means relatively weak suction performance, which is something we continue to see from many modern robot vacuums, both on hard floors and on carpets. If you approach the Narwal Flow 2 with realistic expectations and are primarily looking for a robot that can keep hard floors reasonably clean, it may still be worth considering. However, that assessment assumes that edge cleaning and floor joint cleaning and grooves are not priorities for your particular use case. As for areas such as navigation, obstacle avoidance, and overall day-to-day behavior, those are aspects that are often best evaluated in your home environment. On my channel, I regularly upload full uncut cleaning runs of various robots, and always include the firmware version used during testing so viewers can see how the devices perform under a real-world condition example. I would also like to conduct more long-term testing. Unfortunately, that is not currently possible given the present situation of the channel. I'll be publishing a more detailed post on that topic soon, explaining the circumstances and discussing future plans for the channel. If you found this video helpful, I'd greatly appreciate your support through a subscription, a like, or by supporting the channel through my Ko-fi link. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.